the other day, right? I was on HBO Max going through the movies. By the way, HBO Max does not have a lot of like good movies on there. Have you gone through all their movie selection?
No, not really. I've gone through a lot of like the original stuff, and then like some of the TV shows they had, like Fresh Prince, Big Bang.
Like they have really good TV shows.
Yeah.
Their movie selection is kind of slacking. I think HBO, I think big movies, and like they don't have a lot of big movies. Anyways, I watched Signs for like the first time in a really long time, and it was super dope.
I haven't watched that in a long time, actually.
Yeah, it was like such a good movie. I was like, dang.
It's one of my favorites.
Like if you didn't know the movie and you watched it, you'd be like, man,
dang, that's a good movie.
That twist.
Wait, there was a twist? That was good.
Spoiler alert.
Did you guys watch the little
Space launch?
Yeah, space launch the other day?
I didn't see it live.
I heard about it.
Well, this makes this whole entire segment awkward. I watched it. Yeah, I was watching it.
You watched?
Yeah. I was watching it.
Multitasking?
Yeah, I was multitasking. Nah, I was kidding. Yeah, no, I had it on while I was making calls and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. That's really
I would like to see that, like in person, like near it. Of course, it can't be that close, but that would be cool.
I saw the first attempt live, like
Oh right,
and it's crazy because they showed the live footage of the inside, and it was so like high tech. They were just pressing a bunch of buttons, like those touchscreens, not really like physical buttons anymore. I was like, oh my god, like that looks intense. Like, imagine having a soft reset something like that in space.
Hey, hold the bottom of the meso and the nose. But yeah, so it kind of got me thinking, like, there's a lot of things out there that essentially I probably won't ever see in my lifetime. But that would be absolutely amazing to see, and that's one of them. To see like Earth from space, like you see pictures and videos, it almost seems unbelievable. Like it seems fake, right? It's like because I believe the world is flat. I'm just kidding. But,
okay.
No, but like it just looks like my mind can't comprehend that's what it looks like. It looks absolutely amazing. So to see something like that would just blow me away. So do you guys have something that you would want to see, or maybe have seen that like kind of caught you off guard, or that would be absolutely amazing? Sound effect. We're adding sound effects now into the podcast. I don't know if you guys know. We'll start with Jesus.
Oh,
That dude.
I don't know. I guess when like stuff we've already seen. I guess we went to New York, and our hotel was actually right next to the train station, the subway station, and we had always seen it in like different TV shows, movies, like the middle of that like subway station. You walk in and actually see it for the first time. You're like, man, see that clock, the round clock in the middle. It's just really cool to see, like, and you're like, man, I'm actually here.
Whenever y'all went, were there a lot of people?
Yeah, there was a bunch of people, like mining, like they each had the mission to do whatever they needed to do, but it was like very efficient. Super crazy to see.
We were in the subway at one point because we went to New York too, right? We talked about that, and we all got our own little car to obviously ride it, and mine wouldn't work. And they were already on the other side. I kept scanning mine, and it wouldn't work. So I had like jump it. I was so scared.
That was one of my like fears every single time we swiped it, because it's a plastic card. It's a paper card actually. It's not even like a physical card, and we had to sometimes swipe it twice because it didn't read. I'm like, oh my gosh, and there's people behind you like trying to get to their stuff, and you're like, oh my god. But yeah, super intense. Or like getting into the subway before it closes.
Luckily, when we went, it wasn't like too crazy busy. Like I don't remember the subway being like where we had to like rush in.
Well, the first time we went in the subway was when the Pride Parade was happening. Oh. So holy smokes, like our first subway rides, and it was during Pride, like packed subway rides. It was intense.
Yeah, that had to be.
That would be insane. But subway was so convenient.
It was crazy. It's like you.
That makes it like that. Like
it's like you like ended up somewhere completely different, like so far away.
In like such a short time. I don't know. I guess like I didn't imagine what it would be like, and then you do it, and it makes everything. I don't know. It was simpler than I thought. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
I was actually scared to read it. I wasn't even telling Brie like let's avoid the subways, but once we did it, we were like New Yorkers. Like we gotta take the L train to 2nd Street and then come back.
Yeah.
Patrick got really good at it.
Yeah, there was only one time I was completely lost, and I was like, I don't know where to go, guys. And Devin and Nate was like, where do we go? And I was like, I don't know. Someone pick one, and then we'll get up and we'll figure out where we're at. We'll
People
go from
were,
there.
Figure it out
people
from
were
there.
hangry at that point.
Yeah,
Ah.
probably because there was a lot of times we were hangry.
I was just tired. Like we walked
Oh, we
multiple
walked so much.
blocks to get to the subway. Just to get to the subway. It would take us like 12 blocks to get to the subway. So all right, we're at the subway. Now we need to get off and go to another subway.
We went on one super nice subway. Remember the one where, like, towards the end, it was like air conditioned, like they had electronic
Oh, yeah.
signs. It was one that
Yes.
was super nice. I was like, oh, is this New York or like Japan?
Remember when you fell asleep? You passed out. What was
I
that?
fell asleep a couple times on the subway.
It was like weirdly like comforting to just
Yeah.
fall asleep and like while it's like moving.
It explains why they're like not overweight. They're all pretty not overweight at all. They're in shape, like
Like walking.
because they walk everywhere. Walk.
It's crazy. The only time we didn't take it is we watched Spider-Man there, and it was super late when the movie was out, and I was like, I'm not taking this away.
Yeah,
Like,
back off, bro.
I've seen too many movies. Like, like that. I'm fine. We took an Uber.
I've seen the Ninja Turtles save way too many people for that, guys.
I had like a slice of pizza already.
What about you, Devin?
I mean, another place that we went was Grand Canyon. I think the Grand Canyon, it literally took my breath away because, it's just places that we've been to that you just see on TV. Just thinking to myself, like, man, like, I want to go there one day. Or I don't know. It's just great. I remember we were like, close your eyes. Like, hold on, close your eyes. And open it was like,
So I feel like Patrick made us have the same experience because he made us close our eyes.
yeah.
So he like told us, close your eyes, walk forward.
I wouldn't
So
trust
me
it.
and
Devin did it. Devin peeked, and I was like, Devin, you're picking. Quit picking.
I didn't
was like,
peek.
there's a guardrail. There's nothing you can do. I'm not
me
gonna
and
push you
Devin
over.
had the same experience because that's what I say too. Like if I had the most breathtaking moment, it was that because the sun was like going down. It was like cloudy. It almost looked like what I would picture like a glimpse of heaven would be. And you look and it's just like massive and open and the colors and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think we had the same thing the moment. And Patrick had already peeked and saw it. And it's so weird because when you go, you just see trees, and all of a sudden it's right there. It's like
That was
you're
the
like-
crazy part. Is we drove like 45 minutes from where we thought, and I kept picturing like you would see it off in the distance. You don't. Like you don't see it.
No.
You're driving, you drive through a little town. All of a sudden, there's trees everywhere. You park, and then you get out, and you're walking all these trails, and you're like, where is this thing? And then we
like
take
right
a couple
there.
steps up, you look over, and there it is. And it's just crazy. You go from like not seeing this to like that's all you see. So that was crazy.
But what was also crazy is like there was a lot of animals just walking around the parking lot. Like what was it? Was it a moose?
So scared
Niece.
of anything.
What? Me?
Yeah.
I was scared of the mountain lion. Before we went, like we're at the hotel, it's like, all right, we're gonna plan which trail we're going to take. And so like, all right, we're gonna take this one. I was like, does it have a mountain lion? So,
What's
like,
super funny about the animal thing, right, is because we got there, we wanted to see the sunrise. So we get there and it's like pitch dark, right? And so we're running to get to the spot where we're wanting to like, film
Man.
stuff at. We get there, watch the sunrise, and we're like, okay, let's go eat breakfast. And we walk away, and that's when you see all the animals. So I told Devin, I was like, imagine like we ran past all these animals like
did.
in the
Yeah,
dark and like
we
didn't even
did.
notice.
But thankfully, I believe those animals are pretty used
Yeah,
to
used to
people.
everybody.
So they're like, just
Something
That's
that like I would always want to see or be a part of is like when we recently started watching Big Bang Theory, right?
yeah.
And like comedy shows or TV shows like that, when they have their first sit down to read the script, right? They have their
Table reads.
table reads. I think that would be such a cool thing to be a part of, to like hear how people kind of prepare for that, what they're doing in the middle of that. Like, do they just read it all the way through, or are they like, wait, you know what, I should do it like this? Oh, wait, you know what I should do? Are they laughing at their own jokes that they have? I would love to like be a little fly on the wall and see that little process. I just think that would be incredible.
OKB Productions.
So today's episode.
There's actually a YouTube video of the Big Bang Theory, the last table reading that they have,
Oh,
the last
yeah.
episode, and like it's super intense. Sheldon, or I guess I can't remember the name of the actor. The guy that plays Sheldon stands up and reads his speech at the end, and they're all like crying. The writers, the director, everyone's losing it, crying.
that.
It's
And
intense.
The Office had the last table read too. It's on YouTube too, and just seeing the whole process of, the producer read the script and everyone's sitting down like normal looking, but they're
It's
just
super
all
cool.
reading.
Yeah.
Because I've seen like the one from That 70s Show, which is where I guess I got the idea, because I've seen That 70s Show's last table reading, and same thing, like they're crying as they're going through the episode. I just think it'd be really cool to see that. that process?
I know it's the producer and you. So you want me to say another one of mine? Okay. Well, of course, one of mine was the Grand Canyon, but I know this is weird. Well, let me say one that's not weird first, so I won't be judged.
Okay.
So this is something that probably a lot of people have, but I want to see the Northern Lights. Like that's a dream of mine. Like someday to be able to see the Northern Lights. And they say like it's randomly happens, so it's really, really gonna be a chance that you take to go at the right time, and if you get lucky, you may see it. But that would be like a dream. That is like a dream. And then I would like to be. So I don't want to be there, but I wish I could just see it. It would like when the dinosaurs were here, and so as a big, huge dinosaur is making an imprint on the ground in the mud, I want to just see that in front of me happen.
That'd be terrifying.
That would be, it's crazy, and we talked about this kind of a long time ago on one of the first episodes about dinosaurs. But because you see that they're so massive, like my mind again has this hard time. They say there's trees everywhere. How if these dinosaurs are so big? Why are they just not knocking over all trees? And when they're fighting, and is the world just loud? Like is all you hear all day is then what sounds they make? Because they say like Hollywood, they don't actually roar.
Yeah.
But like every animal makes a sound. Like even alligators make that weird like little like.
Yeah.
So like these are massive, so they have to make some kind of sound. So all that stuff would be crazy to see.
I think it's because when I was little, and I don't know where, it's somewhere here in Texas, I think. At least I think my parents took me in, and we got to see some place where they have all these footprints of like dinosaurs, and they're huge, and they have them like boxed out. Who knows? It's been like years. I was probably little, but you can see like the huge footprints, how big they are, and that
it puts it in perspective, like you said about the trees. When we were in California and San Francisco, we driving over there, obviously they have huge tall trees, like. And that's probably to them like was like normal, like, and to you like you see these trunks, like you see these like, oh my gosh, like huge trees, like unimaginable. It's crazy.
That's what I want to see.
Crazy.
Like in San Francisco, is that where?
Yeah, we were driving from where were we driving to San Jose. Yeah. And it was like winding roads. It was like the best drive. Like it was a long drive, but it was just like boom, like yeah, it was awesome. There's trees literally everywhere. It's crazy.
Because isn't there a tree that you could like drive through? Like they have it like carved out. No, isn't it a thing? Okay, guys, I'm gonna Google this. Continue.
I think I've already said this. Self-driving cars. I'm just waiting for that, man. I'm just waiting for that. Self-driving cars.
It's gonna be, and me and Nate were talking about this yesterday, and like technology in general, like in the next 100 years, where that would be and what that would look like, and what things that, because there's things like, for example, I just read the other day that they basically made lamb organs inside a laboratory, like they grew them basically, and so that's a step closer to be able to possibly be able to make human organs, so we don't need donors anymore. So like there's stuff that you can see that's a possibility in the future, but things that to me seem unimaginable to be able to see, come to life and be able to see those, in real life would be super cool.
Right.
I found it. It's in California. I told you.
Oh.
Like it's a thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've seen it. I'm not crazy.
She's like, suckers.
So I have another one that's kind of weird. I want to be around where like when Bruce Lee, like I would like to see when he does all his tricks with the one that he does.
Nunchucks?
That one. That would be so cool just to be there watching him just do that. He was amazing.
It was crazy about Bruce Lee is because, everything he put his talent into, because, he was really big into movies too. He would direct and write his own movies and obviously choreograph a lot of them. And, the amount of people he taught and what he kind of did for his sport specifically. And he has this famous like 1-inch punch that supposedly would like, can knock people back, but they only really have that one video. Or to see him fight in general. There's only like one video of him in existence that shows him fighting. And so it would have been cool to kind of see him actually, because they say that he's been into like lots and lots of fights and he never lost.
And I would.
So
how
it'd be crazy
do you
to
know
see
how
that.
small he is? Like what size he is?
He's a pretty like super thin guy, but it's because he's just super lean.
Yeah.
Like I bet he's like only like $150. I bet.
Probably less.
Yeah.
No, probably maybe
He
some
seems kind of
muscle.
lanky, so I would assume he's kind of tall.
Like a welterweight.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you like to go to see like follow LeBron inside the gym after a game?
I think looking at it and thinking about something I would want to see would be just your favorite sports team winning a championship live. I think that would be
like,
super
be
dope.
there.
That'd be awesome, actually.
Just see the celebration and everyone kind of losing their mind would be super cool. Because I've obviously been to a couple sporting events, and one of the ones I could think of was the Cavs and Spurs when Kyrie hits the game tying three with no time left, and to think that on like a larger scale, like in a finals game or something like that, would be cool.
Well, that's it's cool because you know that they're trying their best at all times in
Yep.
those games.
Uh-huh.
Like they're literally in it to win it. If not, they're going home. Bruce Lee is 5'8".
5'8".
That's crazy. So he's not
5'8".
taller
And then
than
shorter
you.
than me.
Shorter than-
Taller than me. That's awkward.
Fits in the group.
He could be right here with us. This guy. He fit just right in.
But yeah, that would be cool. I've never been to a basketball game. I think that would be super cool, and especially I can imagine like a championship game would be insane.
Yeah.
Even like a win, like you win the game. If you win this game, you win the championship. Those types of games are
Yeah.
insane. I would imagine.
Yeah, because you would feel like the tension at the beginning of it and how like insane it would be against two rivals.
Like after watching, the Jordan documentary, like putting that into perspective, like holy smokes, like it's just funny to like think that Jordan's like, if you walked up to him and not say hi, he's like, I took that personal.
That was me and Devin were talking about that on our way over here. Is like how some people just have that like beast mentality, and it's crazy because you see that mostly like in sports, right? And the people who dominate their sports, like the Mike Tyson, the Michael Jordan, the like Kobe. You have these guys who like they just have this mentality that they like switch on, and it's like they're not human anymore, and it's crazy how some people are just like have that lion inside of them that releases.
Yeah, it's just crazy to think his work ethic. Like he wouldn't want you to win at anything. Like if we're doing something, he's gonna be better than you. Like no matter what.
Oh yeah.
Super crazy.
Yeah, like you could be his best friend, but nah,
Doesn't
like,
matter.
it doesn't matter. You could be probably his mom. So like, no, you're not gonna win.
Another thing that I would like to see, or I guess more like taste, is I would like to have a meal cooked by Gordon Ramsay, just because I like watch a lot of Gordon Ramsay. But I would like to see him watch him like cook it and then taste it and
What
to
if
see
it's not
exactly how much
good?
it is. That would be disappointing.
Ooh.
It's funny because you say that because like there's things like the other day I was watching one and he made a I don't remember exactly what it was, but some of it had to do with scrambled eggs. And I saw him making scrambled eggs. And I thought, I do not like my scrambled eggs like that. He likes them really watery.
Yeah, runny.
Right? Yeah. And so I looked at him like, I probably wouldn't like that. But so I would be kind of disappointed. I'd be like, it's bloody raw.
Of course, like most people want to go to Paris.
Yeah.
That's
See
the
the Eiffel
thing.
Tower.
Another
The
thing,
Egypt things.
me like maybe the Olympics. I think when you go to Olympics, you're witnessing history. So I think that would be really
that
cool.
and like different cultures all in one place.
Yeah.
Super
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't feel out of place because there's literally like no one there. That's
Yeah.
There's just so many types
Everywhere
of people
from
there.
the world.
Oh, and Patrick said like that island. Remember?
Oh yeah, I want to see an island. That's good. There's that island that people haven't been on. People haven't visited them as a tribe in like centuries. And if you get close to them, they throw like arrows and spears at you. So no one's communicated with them in such a long time. I would like to be again like a little fly on the wall and see not necessarily how they live because they're so behind. There's obviously other tribes that probably live like them, but what they believe, what do they think when people are attempting to come to them? Like when they see helicopters, what are their thoughts? What religion, if any, are they believing? What
And
are
I
they
was
teaching
like-
each other?
And I told him, what if they have like protectors all the way around that have the spear that they shoot at people for the reason so that they can keep them controlled and they never know about.
Yeah, because you would have to think that somebody on that island's want to leave,
You would
right?
think that one of them would want to escape.
They
like,
have to have a Moana on there somewhere.
yeah, I was gonna say Moana. Like Moana.
But they just keep them quiet, and they're just like, no. There's
I just
want to
throw a care package at them and let the waves, like like on
my gosh.
what do we watch? Wilson.
That would.
Oh,
Castaway.
yeah,
so
Castaway.
Castaway.
the package gets there and it could be like a cell phone and
Like no service.
That would
like give
destroy
them what would they
them.
would do with it?
A gun.
Oh my
That
god.
was dark. That was dark.
Well, yeah, so that'd be
Probably
cool
won't end
too.
well.
And to go back to like Egypt thing, I would like to
Yeah.
see them A, see it period, and B, see it how it was when it first started, because there's so many like theories of like how it actually looked, like what color it was. They think it was like a super shiny silver color, or some people think it was multiple colors. And it would have been awesome to see it right then and there after it was built, what it looked like. That would be super cool.
How they did it.
How they did, yeah, especially how they did it, like how long it took.
Yeah. Like lifetimes.
Yeah, like you imagine like forever. Like whoever started that definitely
And
did not see
why?
it finish.
No.
Yeah, and why? Yeah, there's so many.
Or aren't pyramids like essentially tombs for
Is that what they were?
gods? Like
Yeah,
they-
uh-huh.
you bury like
It's like a burial.
Wait, in them? Like,
Yeah.
the tall inside, and you go inside. And,
Or like when they found that, what did they find underneath the ground? And it was like just like an army full of like statues. They had like hundreds of of built statues, and it was an army. It was actual like basically like somebody carved out a real army, and they found it underground in like a tomb. And it's like hundreds of real life size statues, and to see like why they did that and what was their plan, and what was there before, and it's crazy.
it's like a decoy. The enemy people were like, "Man, look at all those people."
Or I told Nate too, like the old when they used to battle with swords and armor, and
Like to
that's
see that
that's like
take
Yeah.
place.
like almost like a fantasy world.
I told them
like
I
when you
can't
think about
see
it.
that. I can't see
Shields.
people like me and you, us, like ding ding. Like I can't even picture that. Like, can you picture that? Like I can't even picture it. And I guess like it's when you watch that sport, the knighting sport,
Uh-huh.
they do it. But
Yeah, that
I
concept.
guess I've never seen it, so I can't even picture.
Like see
you
it to like the
doing it.
death. Like,
Uh-huh.
like
Like
you
when
would
it's an actual
you would
war.
battle one person. It may take like 30 minutes. You
Oh, like when
you
we-
kill someone, then you're like, gotta do it again.
Weird. Like when you see the night. Remember when we went to eat dinner at that night place? Like I can't picture that. It's just weird.
Like time before guns.
Fencing.
Yeah.
That's what the sport is
Yeah.
called.
But what do they do when they all get together? It's called because they have those today, right? Where you can actually go and participate in one of those. It's called
Jousting.
no,
Oh, not that one?
It's called. I gotta look it up. Hold on, to be continued.
Like
is
sword stuff? Like
Are
sword
they,
fighting?
are they
You can go-
LARP?
It's LARPing.
LARPing.
Oh,
LARPing.
live action role play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's like fake. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
well,
true.
yeah, it's
Oh
fake.
my
They're role
god.
playing. They're role playing.
They're not killing
Yeah,
each other?
but they have like these giant like groups of people
They have,
get
like,
together and they
foam
Like
LARP
battles.
and yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they battle and they die and there's like a
Oh,
storyline.
I don't know if I could just see that.
I'm
That's
down.
too.
I'm down to go down.
Oh.
I'm
Well,
actually down.
they make those for like Star Wars too. Like I don't know if you've seen them, like professional like fighting with the swords and stuff.
those called?
Super intense.
Lightsabers.
Lightsabers.
Oh.
Super crazy.
In real life, like
Yeah,
they
they.
use-
I don't know if they choreographed it themselves, but it looks amazing. Like
Oh,
it's crazy.
Or going off the movie I watched, Science, we talked about yesterday too. I would like to see one day. Essentially, if humans last forever, right? And we're not talking about like an end of the world type deal, but eventually one day we're going to be able to communicate with something,
Right.
right? I would love to see that first communication. What's it sound like?
No.
What do they look like? How did we react?
That would-
Who talked to who first?
Shoot, that would be
Not me.
Like
I don't want any
anything
part
and
of that.
everything you've ever thought would change. Yeah.
Especially because I guess you can look at it as like if they talk to us first and we're scared because they're more involved than us. But what if it's the other way around and we talk to them first?
And we're more involved in
Yeah.
so
so now
Patrick,
we're seeing these.
we thought about a theory, and I don't know if this is a thing, but what about if the aliens are us in the future?
Yeah, so I saw this theory on Facebook the other day that what if the UFO is a time machine and it's shooting down humans from the future?
And then it goes into like
'Cause they're so
time
smart.
travelers
Uh-huh.
being within
Yeah.
us.
So
and-
like those are humans. Like say something's happened to our planet. Maybe we've destroyed our planet. So our skin has to change and so on and so forth. So what we are
evolved
seeing
to that.
is humans, but
the future.
and evolved.
their
and-
UFOs are time machines.
That's creepy, and I
I
don't
just
like
saw
it.
that on Facebook the other day, and I was like,
You get it? Like it's
Okay.
us, but it's we. They're teleporting. It's the future. They're the future. And
Okay.
evolution has made us look like that.
I'm so lost. So, are you saying I'm an alien? Like, what's going on?
not you. As a species, we're saying you as a species.
Yeah.
So us humans here, we're evolving, and that's what we'll eventually look like as an alien.
Ew.
So
Like,
what the
yeah.
aliens that people see, how people say they've seen aliens, they're actually humans from the exact same planet we're on, Earth, but thousands and thousands of years in the future that have developed time machine, came back in time where we are currently. Like your great 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 child.
Okay.
That's him.
He's alien.
Yeah, he's an alien.
Us as a species
Devon,
evolve. Yeah.
Devon the 22nd is the
Yes.
is the alien.
Because think about it, like we don't need our appendix, right? Essentially, like
Correct.
the body doesn't need an appendix anymore.
And,
We've
like, on-
evolved to not need that.
On Signs, they make a really good point. He like the dad asked the kid. He was like, "Hey, are they supposed to be big or small?" And the kid's like, "Well, they think they'll be smaller because as we evolve, we become smarter. So physically, we won't need to be able to be tough and big anymore." And so, like, yeah, let's see what we will look. And Nay said at that point we'll be speaking telepathically. So we'll evolve to be able to speak with our minds. Which we kind of know.
It's not the wildest thing I've heard today.